Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So, my wonderful Pisceans, with that said, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Fool card, a fresh beginning and a new start. But you know, sometimes it's not even that some big moment takes place in our lives. When the Fool card shows up, sometimes it's a really small, seemingly insignificant or unimportant moment that ends up changing everything. Something that we look at in effect as the hand or the finger of fate or destiny. The Fool card is the most powerful card in the deck because it can go anywhere, it can do anything, and ultimately it can be anything. It can show up, and very often does. If you look at the entire tarotic wheel, the Fool card literally does show up everywhere, like everywhere and anywhere. And it was, the reason being is because the Fool card is all of us, right? It is it's all of us, it's none of us, it's all things and no things, and it's everything all at the same time. This week you have this, and I will say this, there are going to be some moments this week that really make you think in a completely different way. For your actions and options this week, you have the Five of Pentacles. This week, please look after your physical self. It could be that you're horsing around, messing around, you slip, trip, and before you know it, you've sprained an ankle or you've bent your finger back, and you know, all sorts. You could have some minor knocks and shocks and bruises this week. So just look after your physical person, your physical being. On the other side of this as well, remember your Five of Pentacles can also be about a lack of money or funds, and sometimes this can talk about a lack mindset. The fact that you've got this coupled with the Fool card, something could happen this week and it could really make you understand your financial outlook. It could see you really saying to yourself, okay, this is where I trip myself up financially, or this is where I have a self-sabotaging nature when it comes to money, when it comes to the finances, when it comes to all of the resources in life. It could see you as well. This week you might highlight to yourself where maybe you are frivolous with your money, where you don't use it to best effect, or where it literally just slips through your fingers. Right? This week you're going to get you're going to be getting really serious about it. Try not to get too serious about it. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, and like I said, if you are fooling around this week, by all means, have fun, laugh, giggle, do all the rest of it. Just be careful with your physical human. For your communications and conversations, you have the Two of Pentacles. Your finances seem to be taking a level up this week, and I kind of feel like it's because a lot of your financial outlooks and understandings they're coming up for renewal. Like what you thought about money, what you think of money, how money works for you or doesn't work for you. All of this stuff is being reviewed this week. You've got the Two of Pentacles underneath the Fool card as well, which means that you're about to make some sort of big financial move or decision. Remember, we do have a Mercury retrograde, and also Mars is still retrograde. If you can wait until November the 15th, that way, everything pretty much is direct. And I actually feel like that will be a much stronger point for everybody in a lot of ways. But if needs a must, and this is something that needs to be done now, maybe like a sudden expense that comes up, or a big financial decision that, there's a time window on it and it happens to just be now, that's fine. Just make sure you check the details, double check them. If you can, get an outside party, a fresh pair of eyes and ears to have a look over it as well. It's kind of like the way that I say this with Mercury retrograde, when you're like going over your work, and because you've read the thing so many times, you might miss something, whereas a fresh pair of eyes can come along and be like, oh, did you realize that you've missed this, this and this? That fresh pair of eyes, that fresh understanding. For your money and materials specifically, you have the Knight of Swords. So this week it does look like you're being a bit hasty with something. Remember, your Knight of Swords can sometimes see fast, aggressive movement or communication. It's right underneath the Five of Pentacles. If there is a financial decision or move that you're wanting to make this week, one thing that I would really like you to consider is this a need or is it a desire? You know, it doesn't matter which it is, it's important that you get really clear with yourself on which one it is. The Knight of Swords underneath the Five of Pentacles. Please, 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 please this week be doubly careful with yourself. I knock on wood, but remember your knights very often represent modes of transport, and this right underneath that Five of Pentacles, this could be a little bit of a fender bender this week. Maybe you, I don't know, and we've all done it, right? It doesn't matter how experienced a driver you are. I remember one time I bloody reversed into a wall. Like, hello, come on, mate. Like, you know, like literally, this could be a week where your mind is literally elsewhere and you could end up reversing and taking out a tail light. You could, I don't know, you know, maybe go a little bit faster than you think, and then before you know it, you've, you know, hit the person's bumper in front of you. Like I said, it won't be anything major, but it will be an annoyance, and it could, you know, end up being something that ends up costing you or leaving you out of pocket. So just something for you to be aware of this week. If you are traveling by car, please, please, please be careful. And then for your home and environment, now the way that this could, there's two ways this could go. One, it could be like a sudden expense that comes up that you hadn't expected or maybe even budgeted for, and it comes at the same time that you're trying to make a big financial decision. Or the other way that this could play out for you is that you end up kind of spending money on something and then the expense comes up. So, you know, either which way, this is a week I would hold on to whatever money you have at this moment in time, because the chances are there's going to be something that comes up to, you know, to suck it out, as they say. For your love and relations, you have the Fool card, right? Right underneath the Two of Pentacles, so all about partnerships, right underneath the Fool card. This is amazing, right? Double hit of this Fool card energy. I actually think this might have happened last week as well. I'm getting serious deja vu vibes right now. This really does for me suggest that you are meeting somebody this week. Maybe that the handsome stranger or whatever that you know, whose car you bump into and take the tail light out of is the person in the car, you know, ahead. Or maybe, I don't know, you know, maybe you're going into the bank to ask for a loan. Maybe you are going to get something valued, you know, for a valuation or something. It just kind of feels like this week you're likely to be bumping into somebody that's going to be very instrumental for your future and may very well be your significant other, but you just don't know it yet. So I'm really, really intrigued. For those of you that are partnered this week, remember that you're not on your own. All right, this could be a week where, and one thing that Pisceans are good with doing is they like to be absorbed into their partner. That's one thing, but it's another thing to allow yourself to realize that you are in a relationship and a partnership. This week, I actually feel like you might be the one that's doing the supporting. You might be doing the bit where, you know, you're the tough one, or maybe you are playing that supporting role, but it kind of suggests as well that both of you are on a new journey together. There's something here that is starting afresh or starting over. Maybe this is that you've come through a difficult period and now you're on the other side of it, right? But the Fool card here, very, very exciting for sure. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.